Hi, my name is Kanaya, and today is January 27th. And I will stick with the yellow because I'm so proud of myself. So now I want to talk about how do you figure out solutions for other people's problems? To figure out a solution for people's problems, first clearly define the problem by understanding its root cause. Then gather information and perspective from those involved. Brainstorm a range of potential solutions. Evaluate each option based on feasibility and impact, and finally, implement the chosen solution while monitoring its effectiveness and making adjustments as needed. Remember to consider the perspective all parties involved and focus on addressing the underlying issue rather than just symptoms. Key steps to solving people's problems: identify the problem, actively listen to understand the person's concerns and perspective, ask clarifying questions to fully grasp the situation and root cause. Consider the impact on different stakeholders. Analyzing the problem. Gather relevant information and data to support your understanding. Identify potential contributing factors and constraints. Generate generate solutions. Brainstorm a wide range of possible solutions, even seemingly unconventional ones. Consider solutions used in similar situations or from other fields. Collaborate with others to get diverse perspective. Evaluate evaluate solutions. Assess the feasibility, effectiveness, and potential downside of each option. Prioritize solutions based on their impact and alignment with goals. Implement the solution. Clearly communicate the chosen solution to all involved parties. Develop a plan with clear steps and timelines for implementation. Monitoring progress and make adjustments as needed. Reflect and learn. Evaluate effectiveness of the solution and identify areas for improvement. Document it document lessons learned to inform future problem-solving efforts. Important consideration: empathy. Also approach the situation with empathy and respect for the person facing the problem. Collaboration. Involve the affected individual in the problem solving process whenever possible. Ethnic consideration. Ensure that solutions are ethical and un- do not create unintended negative consequences. Cultural awareness. Be You see this, guys? I have 4 stitches instead of 3. Yo, that's crazy. Let's see. Yes, like I was going quick. See this? So I'm supposed to be doing 3, not 4. Silly me. So ensure that solution, ensure that solutions are ethical and do not create unintended negative consequences. Cultural awareness. Be mindful of cultural factors that may influence the problem and potential solutions. So, if someone has a problem and you want to help them out, you can say it with words or you can look up solutions on your phone. So, let's say your friend has easy problems or people or people that you know has an easy problem rather than breaking a fuss and rather than just struggle. So if someone was having an easy problem, you can talk it out and let them know like what you can do is so and so, or if someone has a difficult problem and you don't know what to do, you can look up solutions on your phone and see what it says, and you can let them know this is something you can do. So unless if your friend or somebody has a problem, then you can just help them and say, oh, what you can do is so and so, and maybe they'll help fix it. So you can't expect things to come to you. You just have to speak what's on your mind so that people can help you. So at least you know the whole story of what the problem is. So now you can figure out a solution and not let it affect you, because sometimes people can run into problems and you don't even know. I know a lot of people have experience with problems that they can't handle on their own, but they might need somebody to be with them for in order to help with their problems. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna show you real quick on how to. So before I do that, I want to give you. So in my previous video, I made a video on how to problem solve. So it's kind of similar to figuring out a solution. But then, if you have any solutions to everyone's problems, so we can do this by we can we can talk to we can talk to a trusted adult or a trusted friend to see what the see what the problem is. So it's always good to figure out solutions to each problem that they have, and so they won't feel as much stress than what it has to be, because you never know what's gonna we never know when they could be facing problems. So we just have to find out and see what's coming to them, and we can help them out. So we don't want to give up on a person when they help. If someone or someone, well, if somebody or someone is there for you, they can always help figure out a solution too. So it's kind of like as a family, we all have to stick together and to make sure that we overcome our problems together rather than individually. So they might come up with several other solutions to your problem. So let's say you dealt with the problem already, but the problem still happens again. Well, not the same problem happens again, and you want to talk about it as a group. You might say, this is what you might be coming up with several solutions too. You never know what's gonna happen to them. So that means so so that means that means you can come up with some and they can come up with some. So unless if people can come up with smart solutions rather than irregular solutions, so smart solutions and regular solutions, it's kind of it's like the same difference. So it says, how do you identify people's problems? So you can identify people's problems by you can ask questions. You can you can ask questions. One of the seek one of the simplest and more powerful ways to identify problems is to ask questions. You can seek feedback. Another way to identify problems is to seek feedback from others. Analyze data. Think critically. Experience and learn. Reflect and improve. Here's what else to consider. So let's see what seek feedback is. So, feedback. So, seek feedback means to give advice to another person who has problems. So, seek feedback is to seek feedback means to ask for advice or information about how you are doing and how you could improve. It could be a powerful tool for personal and professional growth. Why seek feedback? Personal development. Constructive criticism can help you grow and develop positive habits. Feedback can help you reinforce positive habits and encourage better performances. Innovation. Feedback can lead to innovation and enhance performance. How to see feedback. Decide what you want feedback on. Choose who to ask. Discuss the opportunity to provide feedback. Make the request. Be open to the feedback. Well, who to ask for feedback? Colleagues. Colleagues can often provide straightforward advice. Managers and leaders. Feedback from managers and leaders can be valuable. Customers. Feedback from customers can help you improve your service. So, so whatever, whatever problems they have, we just gotta seek feedback. So, and they'll be happy afterwards. So once they gave you a solution to your problems, you can thank them for their solutions, or they can thank you for your solutions. So it all applies the same. So if if for some chances know how to look up solutions on your phone, then you can do that. So those of you who don't know how to look up solutions on your phone, I'm gonna show you real quick. Let's see. So now I'm on my phone trying to help look up solutions. It says, what can you do if you leave your lunch box at home? So I looked it up on my phone, and it says if you leave your lunchbox at home, you can try to buy lunch from a nearby store or a cafeteria, grab a snack from a vending machine, ask a coworker if they have something to share, or try to arrange for someone to bring you your lunch from home. If possible, consider using an insulated bag to keep any food you do get somewhat cool until lunchtime, especially if it's a hot day. So it says key points to remember: food safety. Be mindful of food safety guidelines, especially if you are buying lunch from a store. Ensure food is properly stored and heated if necessary. So if you buy lunch from the store or a cafeteria, you must be more mindful. Yes, be mindful of food safety. So whether you get it from the store or from the cafeteria, so you have to make sure it's stored once you buy food out of there, and heat it if necessary. It says check with colleagues. If you have a friendly workplace, ask if anyone has extra food they could share. Plan ahead. If you often forgot your lunch, consider keeping a backup snack or meal at work. Use an insulated bag. If you do need to get a lunch, if you do need to get lunch free somewhere else, use an insulated bag to keep your food at a safe temperature. Or you can get school lunch because schools provide school lunch. So it's not really that big of a problem. So if you forgot to bring your lunch, you can buy lunch or you get the free lunch. So that's two major solutions that I came up with. So now the next question is the next question I will is that would ask, what if they don't want the school lunch? So if a student doesn't want the school lunch, they are generally allowed to decline it and can either bring their own packed lunch from home or choose to not eat lunch at all, depending on the school policy and their age. However, it's important to communicate with the school about any concerns regarding their meal choices to ensure they are getting proper nutrition. Key points to remember. right to decline. By law, high school students can refuse lunch items they don't want to eat. Some schools may extend this option to younger students as well. Packed lunch option. If a student doesn't like the school lunch, they can always bring a packed lunch from home. Talk to the so the so talk to the school if you have concerns about your child's meal choices or assess the healthy options at school. Reach out to the school administration to discuss alternative potential issues to consider. Nutritional needs. Ensure that if a student chooses not to eat school lunch, they are getting accurate nutrition from other sources throughout the day. Social aspects. Some students might feel pressure to eat school lunch even if they don't like it due to social dynamics in the cafeteria, food allergies, or dietary restrictions. If a student has dietary needs that are not met by the school school lunch options, it's critical to work with the school to find out appropriate accommodations. So if you have any concerns, so that means if you have concerns about the lunch, you can talk to either administrator or you can talk to someone about the lunch because some people don't like the school lunch. They think it tastes nasty. Well, some school lunch is not that good. So the reason why some people don't like school lunches, the school lunches don't be good. And I can tell you, for the sake of God, that so for the sake of God, better be lucky your mama makes good food at home because y'all don't expect to eat this because this school lunch is for oh God, this school lunch is for little kids. Well, it could be for students, but let's see what are reasons why people don't like school lunch. Because my reasoning was that the school lunch don't be good. And some people think school lunch is like baby food. Yo, let's see. Um, people often it says people often dislike school lunch because of its perceived low quality, limited variety, bland taste. Like I was saying, school lunches like that don't be good, and the use of processed foods, which can be seen as less nutritious and appealing compared to home cooked meals. Additionally, the short lunch periods and sometimes lack of choices in menu options can contribute to dissatisfaction with school lunch. So, the way that people don't like it nowadays, because people don't like it nowadays because some people think the school lunch looks like baby food because that's the reason why they don't like it, or maybe it's poor food quality, or maybe the school lunch isn't the best for them, so they prefer to make lunch from home to say I had a homemade lunch. So at least it's better than nothing. So it says key reasons why people dislike school lunch. Poor food quality. Many school lunches are made with processed, prepacked food that are highly in sodium and low in fresh ingredients, leading to a perception of poor taste and nutritional value. Limited variety. Limited variety. School lunch menus often have a ne- also wait, school lunch menus often have a repetitive cycle with few options, making students feel bored with the food choices. So that's why people say they want a better lunch nowadays because they keep eating the same thing every day. Like, well, not every day, but every week they eat the same school lunches, and the people get really tired of that. So so that means so that way the students have a choice to decline them and say, I prefer not to have the school lunch. I prefer to have the school lunch from home. Or they could say that too. Or I could say I prefer to have the lunch at home. Or they could say they just bring their own lunch to say that they have lunch. So it says budget constraints. Due to the budget limitations, school cafeterias may prioritize affordability over quality, leading to less desirable food options. Preparation methods. Mass cooking techniques may result in food that is overcooked, soggy, or bland. Social stigma. Some students might feel embarrassed to eat school lunch due to negative perception about its quality, potential leading to them optioning to bring their own food. Time constraints. Short lunch periods can leave students feeling rushed and unable to fully enjoy their meal. So, the negative part about the school lunches, sometimes the food be cold, and sometimes the way that they make their lunches, they be so small and cheap with the lunches. But the positive part of it is they provide the students school lunch, and that's the part of the. So it has to be a positive side or the negative side of the school lunches, cause cause the it's already discussed the negative side of the school lunches. So the school lunches is sometimes they be small, they be overcooked, soggy, or bland, or maybe the school lunches could be cold. So they don't have to eat that, and they feel like they be eating the same school lunches every week, and now it's time to change it up a bit. so so it says it says a lot of teenagers don't eat lunch, or it says why don't people eat school lunch? A lot of teenagers don't eat lunch as wait a lot of teenagers don't eat lunch at school because they enjoy the freedom they have to go off campus to eat at the local fast food restaurants in the area. Many high schools give students an hour for lunch. Another reason teenagers choose not to eat lunch at school is because of the quality of the food. So that is the same reason for students because you have to think about other people. They might want something or they might like something, but you can't just give them this little baby this little baby food that they gonna get full of. No. Try something else. Try something new. I mean, I can't really tell y'all, but that ain't enough for a person to get full. So that's why people prefer to have their homemade cooked meals. So let's see. Before I get to the homemade cooked meals, let's see what students say about school lunch. So the students often complain about the school lunches, citing issues like bland taste, lack of variety, concerns about nutritional values, and poor quality of food, with many saying they would eat school meals more often if the food tasted better, had more options, and had shorter lines to get it. Key points about students' opinion on school lunch. On key wait, key points about about student opinions on school lunch. Taste and quality. Many students found many students find school lunches unappealing due to bland flavors and perceived low quality ingredients. So, school lunches don't be good to any students. So, limited variety. Students often complain about about the repetitive menu with not enough diverse options to choose from. Nutritional concerns with while some schools try to provide healthy options, students may still worry about the nutritional value of their lunch meals. Long lines. Waiting in long lines to get lunch can be a deterrent for students eating school meals. What students would like to see improve more diverse and appealing food choices, fresher, higher quality ingredients, better training for cafeteria staff, options for vegetarian and vegan diets, shorter lunch lines. So that's why I was saying that they should better the lunches so that they won't have to eat the same thing every week because they so so I would like to add on to this is the food needs to be more seasoned. Cause you know why? They don't put no seasoning. The reason why they don't like school lunches is they don't put no seasoning to the lunches. So, so now, so now they want to see better improvement on the lunch. So, so meal, if the meals tasted better, then they would be okay with it. But if the lunches taste bland and soggy and overcooked and a lot of things like that, the students will complain about it because you can't serve people those undercooked little lunches that they have to eat and then they'll enjoy it. So that's why they prefer to have homemade meals. So let's see what this is. Between the school lunch and the homemade meals, it's a difference. It's got a little bit of a difference here. Let's say homemade meals. So homemade meals are better because they have seasoning on them. They cook well. They have and it has a little bit more time to cook, and then it could be served. The dinner could be served on the table rather than eat that raggedy school lunch. Rather than eating that raggedy school lunch, because that school lunch be tasted bad, and the that's the bad part about it. So no, homemade meals is a little bit better. So homemade meals refers to meals that are prepared and cooked that homemade meals refer to meals that are prepared and cooked at home rather than being brought from a restaurant or a store or school that we were mentioning, like school lunch. Essentially, meaning food made in your own kitchen using your own ingredients. Key points about homemade meals. Preparation at home. The delivering factor that the meal is cooked in your own kitchen can imply from scratch. Often homemade suggests cooking from basic ingredients rather than using prepackaged or processed food like the school lunch. Personal touch. Homemade meals can be associated with a personal touch and the ability to customize flavors to your liking. So, between the school lunch and homemade meals, so let's start with the school lunch first, because I was discussing it the most out of anything. So the school lunch has a low quality and it's flavorless. So the the school lunch so the school lunch has low quality. So it has no flavor to it. Has no seasonings, and it could be so the lunch can be overcooked, soggy, and cold. Let's see what this is. And so this is let's go back. So the school so it's it's overcooked, soggy, or bland and cold. Um so it's poor food quality, limited variety, budget constraints, preparation methods, social stigma. So it says because of the fact that they don't like the school lunch because the school lunch is not that good for students to be having. So let's see. So homemade meals is it's seasoned, it's hot, and it doesn't have poor food quality, which means it's it's fresh. It's fresh fruits. You know what I mean, like fresh fruits. Um, so fresh fruits is part of the homemade meals because you want your food to taste good. So unless unless if we say let's say if we have fresh fruits and we want to make food for everyone, if we want to make foods for many different people, it's gonna feel hot and good. So, fresh fruits is food that has not been preserved, frozen, canned, dehydrated, or smoked. It's usually eaten soon after it's harvested eh, or slaughtered or slaughtered. Let's see, slaughtered, slaughtered, or slaughtered. So So it says, what is the meaning of homemade meals? Of homemade meals. Homemade meals. Homemade means made at home from ingredients rather than store bought. Or it's the good part about homemade meals is they can make things from scratch too. And they can also turn leftovers into something, which I'm going to teach next on this video, because a lot of people, they just throw away food rather than turning leftovers into something. So many different people has a makes homemade meals for their kids, so their kids can have a homemade meal as opposed to eating school lunch. So now, what is so it says, what is homemade food? Any meal made in a home from scratch using basic ingredients is a home cooked meal. Why do people like home cooked meals? By cooking at home, we know the ingredients used and what we are eating. Home cooked food tends to be comfort foods we enjoy eating. We get to socialize and interact with our family while eating. We feel a sense of satisfaction and pride of cooking for ourselves and our family. so now, homemade, like, I agree with you guys. Homemade food, homemade meals are better because it has um because a homemade meal has a more taste to it, because once you guys enjoy it, this will be great. So yeah. So now it's not a negative part of the homemade meals, but it may take time or more shopping at the, so it might be a disadvantage too. So it says, what are some disadvantages of home cooked meals? Here are some here are my 10 disadvantages of homemade meals. It takes time, more shopping at the grocery store, have to clean up afterwards, which not necessarily. No enthusiasm. Well, I don't know. Um, let's see. Cause I don't think it's any disadvantage about it. But let's see. So, the main disadvantage of home cooked meals include the time commitment required to plan, shop for ingredients, prepare, and clean up, potentially lack of culinary expedite, leading to inconsistent quality, the possibility of missing out on diverse flavors and gasolines, if not actively exploring new recipes, and the added effort needed to enforce um, nutritional nutritional balance compared to restaurants options that may already have balanced meals on the menu. So it's nothing bad about it. It's just that we just have to we have to prepare to get there. So so uh, so at least all you gotta do is go to the store and get more food. That's all, and we could prepare the meals. So the reason why people go to stores is because they prepare and make the meals. So now I want you guys to know that we can make ways to make stuff happen, and we can make ways to make a meal. So like I would say, we can turn leftovers into something. So let's talk. So let's see. Let's see. Mm. Or I could say we could talk about how to turn leftovers into a meal. Cause you could do that as well. You can turn your leftovers into a meal. So you can use leftovers to create new meals by turning them into soups, casserole, pasta dishes, wraps, and more. You can also add new ingredients to leftovers or repurpose side dishes as main courses. Soups combine leftover vegetables, meats, and grains with broth, spices, and simmer. Peel leftover vegetables with broth in a blender. Casseroles mix leftover ingredients with cheese or sauce and bake. For example, you can use leftover rice, vegetables, and chicken. Pasta dishes. You pasta dishes. You could toss leftover vegetables and proteins with pasta with sauce. Wraps and sandwiches. Roll up leftover meats and veggies in tortillas or stuff them in bread. Add sauce or dressings for extra flavor. Other dishes is you can make a fajita or quiche. Combine veggies, starch, and protein for a hash. Use leftover dishes in a salad. You use leftover chicken in a salad. Use leftover chicken or turkey in a pot pie. So there are ways you can turn your leftovers into a meal. So now, once I gave you examples on how to turn your leftovers into a meal, then you guys will know what to do when you have leftover food, or leftover food in your refrigerator. So if you want to turn leftovers into something, then you be like, oh, I know how to do this. Oh, I know how to do that. See, that was easy. Because it's easy to turn your leftovers into a meal. Not for nothing. So all you gotta do is figure out a way to make it into a meal. See? How easy is that? It wasn't too hard. So let's see. What's a leftover meal called? You can refer to food that has not been eaten after a meal as leftovers. Refrigerate any leftovers. The only food I ever got was the family's leftovers. Synonyms we like remnant, leaving, remains, scrap. More synonyms of leftovers. So you can jazz up leftovers by using any by using any type of ingredients that you want to use in your leftovers. So now I gave you a tip on how to use these ingredients. So so now so at least so at least it's a great great thing. Let's see what they say about homemade meals. So what do people say about their homemade meals? So they might say their food was good. So people often describe their homemade meals as delicious, comforting, fresh, full of flavor, made with love, healthy, nutritious, satisfying, and a taste of home, highlighting the personal touches and the quality ingredients that comes cooking at home with cooking at home. Key points about how people talk about quality ingredients. People often emphasize the freshness and the quality of the ingredients used in homemade meals as they have control over what goes into the dish. Personal touch. Homemade meals are often seen as a way to express love and care, with people saying things like cook with love or a taste of home. Taste of home. Health benefits. Many people appreciate the ability to manage portion size and choose healthier options when cooking at home. Nostalgia factor. Homemade meals can evoke positive memories and feelings of comfort. Some common phrases people use to describe homemade meals. This is just like grandma used to make. You can really taste the love in this dish. This is so much better than anything you could get at a restaurant. I'm going back for seconds. This is the perfect comfort food. So there are ways that they can say about their food and how it tastes, and some people could be made with love and comforting. So that's why many people enjoyed homemade meals, because it has flavor and made with love, and you can make your food made with love too. And you know what else is made with love? This blanket, you see? So I hope you like, subscribe, and comment down below on my YouTube video. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can turn your leftovers into a meal. So have a good night. Have a good night, and I'll see you in my next video.